hour if you would only take larger strides.
But I am so hot, Auntie Jean. Why must I wear all these clothes at one time?
Because it is easier than carrying them, stupid girl.
Peter, you're late today. What have you been doing? Be off with you. Don't forget about my goats.
You'll see soon enough. Books, books, and you too, Patches.
Hello, Grandfather. My name is Heidi.
Hey!
Good morning, Uncle El. I brought you Tobias' daughter. I don't suppose you recognize her as you haven't seen her since she was a year old.
But Heidi was happy wherever she was. She enjoyed going around with her grandfather, watching him at his carpentry and all the other jobs. She especially liked to see him make cheese. She loved the sound of the wind whistling and whirling through the fir trees, making her shiver with the cold. As the weather turned colder, she had to wear socks and shoes and a warm dress once again.
Hello, Mrs. Granny and Peter's mother. Grandfather brought me down on the sled. The trees were ever so lovely all covered with snow.
Come here, child. Are you the child from Uncle Alf's? Are you Heidi?
Yes, I'm Heidi.
Your hands are so warm. Did Uncle Alf really bring you himself? Fancy that. I don't know, Mother. She must be mistaken.
I'm not mistaken. It was Grandfather, all right. He wrapped me up in our warm blankets and brought me down on the sled.
Well, well. Peter must have gotten it all wrong, Mother.
Come back to Dorfley to live. What sort of life do you live up here, at odds with God and man? There's no one to help you if you're in any trouble. I can't imagine how you survive the cold in winter, and I'm amazed the child can stand up to it at all.
She has young blood in a warm bed. And I know where to find firewood. My shed is full of it, and the fire doesn't go out in my stove all winter long.
Now it's time to go to Granny's.
Not today, Heidi.
Tomorrow morning, then, Grandfather?
We'll see. Now what?
How well Heidi looks. I hardly recognize her. You certainly have looked after her. Of course, I always intended to come back for her, because I know she must be moving away, but I just didn't know what to do with her back then.
What is your name, girl?
It's Heidi.
That surely can't be your proper name. What were you christened?
I don't remember.
That's no way to answer. Is the girl half-witted or impertinent?
Please, ma'am, I'll speak for her. She's just not used to strangers. She's neither half-witted nor impertinent. She just says the first thing that comes into her head. She's never been in a grand house like this before, but with proper teaching, she's quick to learn. Of course, you will learn to read. Everybody has to. And Miss Usher is very kind and never gets cross, unlike Mrs. Rottenmeier, and she'll explain everything to you. You probably won't understand what I'm saying at first, but after a few lessons, I expect you'll see what she means all right.
Oh, that woman. Sebastian! Tadet! Come in here at once!
You bellowed, ma'am?
Why is Miss Clara's tea not been served? Miss Clara must be hungry. We don't want her health to suffer because of your ineptitude.
We are waiting for...
Never mind that now. Go fetch your tea immediately. Tadet, wipe that silly smirk off your face and see that Adelaide's room is prepared. She shall be staying with us for a few days. And see that you dust everything. I shall be checking.
Yes, ma'am.
What are you staring at, miss?
You look like Peter the goat boy. Oh, what's that on your back?
It's an organ. I tend to hand music comes out, see?
Oh, how lovely. Here we are. How can I get in?
Don't know.
There's a bell. Do you think I can ring like they do for Sebastian?
Don't know.
Wait for me if I go up, because I don't know the way home, and you'll have to show me.
Oh, you give me a do.
What do you want?
Another 2 pennies.
What's the meaning of bringing me all the way down here? Don't you know that bell is only for those who wish to climb the tower?
It was hidden.
I do wish to climb the tower.
You? What for? Did someone send you?
No, ma'am. I want to see what I can see from the top.
Be off with you. Don't try your tricks with me again or it'll be worse for you.
Please let me go up just this once.
All right, if it means so much to you, come along.
Adelheid, I can think of only one punishment for such a little savage as you. Maybe a spell in the dark cellar among the bats and the rats will tame you and stop you from having any more such ideas. Organ grinders, vermin, for I'm sure it was you who let them loose in the study.
Oh, Miss Rodmeyer, wait until Papa comes home. We'll be home very soon, and I'll tell him everything, and then we'll decide what's to be done with Heidi. Clara, I must go home again. I must go tomorrow. Miss Rodmeyer does not like me, and I seem to have so many problems for you, Sebastian, and even Jeanette. Heidi, I have never had so much fun in my lessons. Stay at least until Papa arrives, and then we'll see what happens. I have to go now, or Miss Rodmeyer will be upset again.
Miss Usher is finished with Miss Clare's lesson, sir.
Just the lady we want. Just the lady we want. You'll be able to clear this up for me.
Welcome home, sir. I will do my humble best to help you.
Tell me plainly what you think of my daughter's little companion. What's all this about her bringing animals into the house? Do you think she's at all odd?
If I am to express an opinion of the young person, I should first like to say that although in some ways Adelheid is rather peculiar, in other ways she seems quite normal. And as a result of her neglected, or should I say late education, and her rather prolonged sojourn in the mountains.
Please don't bother about such details, Miss Usher. Just tell me whether you have been alarmed by her bringing animals into the house, and what you think of her in general as a companion for my daughter.
I should not like to say anything against the child, for her conduct is somewhat unconventional. As a result of her primitive way of life before she came to Frankfurt, this change for her, I make bold to say, is undoubtedly important.
Excuse me, Miss Usher, but I really must get back to my daughter. Please hold my luncheon for me, Miss Rodmeyer.
Of course, sir.
There you are, ladies. My dear, would you go and fetch me a glass of water?
Fresh water?
Yes, fresh, cold water. Now, Clara, dear, I want you to tell me about those animals your little friend has been bringing into the house. And why does Miss Rodmeyer think she's not quite right in the head?
Oh, Papa, first there are 2 kittens, which Miss Rodmeyer cannot abide, and then a tortoise belonging to the boy who plays the music box. And then a woman came and delivered a whole other basket of kittens. So Sebastian has been hiding them in the attic for us and brings them down for us to play with. And oh, Papa, you aren't going to tell Miss Rodmeyer, are you? They're so cute. And how do you stop me to come by name? And there's this one.
No, my dear, not to worry. This will be our little secret.
I suppose you already heard about the rolls that Heidi was hiding in her wardrobe. They were for Granny, only Heidi didn't realize they'd become too stale and hard for someone with no teeth.
Stale rolls? No teeth? Tell me, Clara, do you want me to send her home? You're not tired of her?
Oh no, Papa. Since Heidi's been here, delightful things have been happening nearly every day. It's much more amusing. And Heidi tells me all sorts of interesting things. Fir trees that sing, hawks that cook up mean people.
Not to worry. Here comes your little friend now. Have you brought me a nice cold glass of water, my dear?
Yes, sir. Straight from the fountain. But you did go to the fountain all by yourself, did you, Heidi? Yes, I did. And I had to go a long way because there were such a lot of people around the first trip. And I met a gentleman with no hair, and he sent his kind regards to Mr. Sussman.
You've had quite a journey. I wonder who the gentleman was.
He stopped by the fountain and said, as you got a glass, please give me a drink. And he asked who I was getting the water for, and I said Mr. Sussman, and he laughed and said he hoped you would enjoy it.
Could you describe him for us?
He had a nice smile and wore a thick gold chain with a gold thing hanging on it, which had a red stone in the middle. And he had a fancy stick.
My friend.
The doctor.
And now, ladies, I shall leave you to play, and I shall go and find something to eat. But first, I will have a little talk with Miss Rodmeyer.
nursery, I'm always just Grandmama. And that's what you shall call me too. You will remember that all right, won't you?
Oh, but Miss Rottenmeier won't be happy.
You leave her to me. Now, what is your name?
Well, my real name is Heidi, but it's supposed to be Adelheid, so we'll answer if I'm called that too.
I'm sure you'll agree, Mrs. Sussman, that it is better to call her by name that can be used without embarrassment, especially to the servants.
My good Rottenmeier. If she has always been called Heidi and is used to that name, I shall certainly call her that. Come, Clara, you too, Heidi. I have something to show you.
You two get to work. Jeanette, see that Mrs. Sussman's things are in order. Sebastian, check that Madame's driver is comfortable in the servants' quarters. And wipe that stupid grin off your faces.
There you go, Sebastian, or should I say Captain, this one's yours. Good grief! Where'd you get these, a museum? Where's the rifles? It's all the Rottweiler would give me. She said she didn't want gunfire waking up Miss Clara. But I brought something else to clarify. If we can't run them through with bees, we can hit them over the head with bees. What, a wasted wine like that?
Nobody will deny us.
Now tell me the truth. Do you play the ghost in order to frighten Miss Rottenmeier? I know that the two of you are not always on the best of terms.
Oh, sir, don't think that. I was as frightened as she was.
Well, in that case, I will have to show you and the worthy John Coachman what ghosts look like by daylight. Two great strong chaps like you two ought to be ashamed of yourselves for running away from such a thing. Now, I would like you to take a message from me to Dr. Classic. Give him my regards and ask him to come and see me without fail at 9 o'clock tonight. Tell him I've come home from Paris on purpose to consult him, and that the matter is so serious that he better come prepared to spend the night. Is that clear?
I must say, you look pretty well for a man who wanted me to stay up all night with you.
Your attention is likely needed, but by someone who won't look as well as I do once we've caught him.
Oh, so there's a patient in the house, and one that has to be caught.
Much worse than that, we've a ghost. The house is haunted. You're not very sympathetic. It's a good thing Miss Rottenmeier can't hear you right now. She is firmly convinced that one of my ancestors is prowling around doing penance for his sins.
Here you are, sir, as ordered.
Is that the good stuff, Sebastian?
Most assuredly, sir.
And has this Miss Rottweiler, this Miss Rottweiler actually seen the ghost?
No, my friend, that is our job. I have these two loaded pistols and this wine to make our wait more convivial. I have a feeling it may be a very stupid practical joke being played by some friend of the servants in order to frighten the household in my absence. In that case, a shot fired into the air will do no harm, but frighten him away. If, on the other hand, burglars are preparing the grounds for themselves by making everyone so afraid of this ghost that they won't dare leave their rooms, it may be equally advisable to have a good weapon.
I think the ghost is caught windowless and isn't coming.
Just wait a little longer. It isn't supposed to come until around 1 o'clock.
Shh! Did you hear anything? You're not afraid, are you?
Better to be careful.
Anybody there? It appears to be your little water carrier.
What are you doing out of bed, child? Why have you come downstairs?
I don't know.
This is a case for me. Come along, Heidi. So tell me, Heidi, where were you going?
Nowhere. I didn't know I'd come downstairs. I was just here.
I see. You don't remember whether you had a dream or not, and one that was very real?
Oh yes, I dream every night that I am back on the mountain with grandfather, and I can hear the wind whistling through the fir trees. And I know in my dream the stars must be shining brightly outside. And I get up quickly and open the door of the hut, and it's so beautiful. But when I wake up, I'm always still here in Frankfurt.
You don't have any pain anywhere, do you? Your head or your back or your head?
No, but I feel as though there's a great storm now.
Like you've taken a giant bite of something and can't swallow it?
No, as if I wanted to cry.
And do you and Heidi need a good cry?
No, I'm not allowed to. Miss Rottenmeier has forbidden it.
Oh, so she makes you swallow it, I suppose. You do like it here in Frankfurt, don't you?
Yes.
Where did you live with your grandfather?
On the mountain.
That doesn't sound very fun at all. She sounds kind of dull.
Oh no, it was wonderful. Grandfather was there and he taught me so much.
You go ahead and have yourself a good cry. Everything will be all right in the morning. Come on. Try it out.
Dry your eyes, for I want to talk to you. Sit here, where I can see you properly. That's right. First, tell me, Heidi, how are you getting on with your lessons? What have you learned?
Nothing, and I know I should not be able to.
What do you mean by that? What is it you don't think you can learn?
To read, it's too difficult.
What makes you think that?
Peter said so, and he ought to know, because he's tried and tried and tried, and he just can't learn.
He must be a very odd boy, then. But you simply can't take his word for it. You must try hard yourself. I don't think you can have paid proper attention to Miss Usher's lessons.
It's no use, Grandma.
Now, listen to me, Heidi. You've never learned to read because you believed what Peter told you. Now you must listen to what I say. That is, in a little while, you will be able to read quite as well as most children do. And as soon as you can read, you shall have the book with the picture of the shepherd in the meadow for your very own. And then you'll be able to read the story for yourself and find out what happens to him and his animals. You'd like that, wouldn't you?
Oh, I wish I could read now.
It won't take you long, I'm sure.
Oh, ma'am. Hello. I need somebody to carry a trunk up the Alps for me. The little girl's going home to her grandfather.
Isn't that the little girl that used to live with Uncle El? Leave the trunk where it is, and I shall find somebody to carry it up for you. Did they treat you badly in Frankfurt, young miss?
Oh no, everyone was kind to me.
Why are you coming back?
Mr. Sussman said I could come.
I thought you would have rather stayed where you were so obviously well off there.
I'd million times rather be on the mountain with grandfather than anywhere else in the world.
Well, perhaps she'll change her mind when she gets there.
Grandfather! Oh, grandfather!
You come back. But why is that? You don't look very grand either. Did they not take care of you? Did they send you away?
Oh no, don't think that, grandfather. Clara and Mr. Sussman and Grandmama were all very kind. And Sebastian too. But I was so homesick. I used to get a lump in my throat as though I were choking. But I didn't say anything about it because Miss Rottenmeier said they would have thought I was ungrateful. And then suddenly Mr. Sussman told me very early one morning that I think the doctor had something to do with it. Oh, I expect it's all in the letter. Here, grandfather.
After a simple meal of melted cheese on thick bread and more of the rich goat milk that Heidi had greatly missed while she was away, Grandfather then made Heidi a new bed of sweet-smelling hay covered with clean linen sheets. When she lay down on it later, she slept as she had not done in a long time.
You have a letter. It's from your friend Clara.
Oh, shall I read it aloud? Dear Heidi, we are all packed up and hope to leave in 2 or 3 days. Father is not coming with us. He has to go to Paris first. Dr. Classen comes every day and tells us to hurry up and get off. He enjoyed the happy days he spent with you and your grandfather. He He has certainly been much better since he came back, and Father says he even looks younger. It's that wonderful month to Nick. I shall be at Raghouse for 6 weeks where I'm to get some treatment. Then Grandmama will bring me to your cabin. Miss Rodmeyer will come, although Grandmama has invited her several times. You said she was. Grandfather, come quick and look! They're coming! They're coming! Clara and Grandmama and Sebastian too, you came. What do you think of our mountains?
It's heavenly. Simply heavenly. Grandmama, I wish I could stay here forever.
My dear Uncle Al, may I call you that? What a magnificent place to live. I can't imagine anything more beautiful. A king might envy you. And my little friend Heidi looks so well now, like a June rose. It's so fine here, I don't know where to look first.
Only I could run about with you, Heidi. Look at all those nice things I know so well from all your stories.
You see, over there is our goat stall, though Daisy and Dusky are up in the pasture with Peter right now.
Grandmama, I wish I could just stay until Daisy and Dusky and Peter get back with all the other goats from the pasture.
Let's enjoy the beautiful things we can see, my dear, and not think about the things we cannot.
Just look at those beautiful clumps of red flowers and all the harebells.
Just wait till you see the flowers in the meadow. The pasture is absolutely covered with flowers.
Do you ever think I can get as high as that, Grandmama? If only I could run and steamer about with you, Heidi.
I can push you up there in your wheelchair. I'm very strong, aren't I, Grandfather?
Come, everyone. I have fresh milk from our goats. There's cheese warming on the stove. That you shall have on fresh toasted bread. I'm sure the mountain air has given you an appetite.
Now I'll never be able to go up to the pasture, and I can't even stay here without my chair.
Not to worry. We will still go to the pasture. I still have 2 good strong arms. After that, we shall see. Now, where's Peter this morning? He's late. Heidi, you bring the lunches. The goats will follow you. Clara and I will follow behind.
I won't. Now, Clara, put your arm around me, and Peter, give me your arm. Now, stand her up. Now, Clara, try putting one foot in front of the other. Good, now try again. Peter, don't let her go. Good, Clara.
Oh, Heidi, look at me, I'm walking.
Yes, you are. Oh, I wish Grandfather were here to see you. Now you can come every day to the pasture and wander about where we like. And you will never have to use push around a wheelchair again. Oh, isn't it wonderful?
Wonderful.
Oh, look, Grandfather is back. Let's show him what we can do.
Something attempted, something won.